Today we're not talking about slowpokes, we're talking about Haste, the fastest spell in the game. This is your in-depth guide to the Haste spell. How do you place it with air? So powerful these days. I got Town Hall 11, Town Hall 10, and Town Hall 9 attacks. Stick around. This is for you. Big thing with the Haste spell, I'm going to skip through all the first, these are a lot of 3-star attacks. Skip through the first part, get to the Haste. My biggest thing about Haste, know exactly where you're going to place it every time before you go, pretty much. You're going to, first try to pre-place as many Haste spells as possible. What do I mean by pre-placing spells? Well, if there's a couple sections you need to look for: wizard towers, air defenses, and air sweepers, and of course those infernos. So already, look at that. You see those 3 hastes? He could have pre-placed those before he even dropped in his loons. That way he would have saved himself a couple seconds to guarantee that they would move quickly into the base. The biggest thing about air, you want to drop them quick, you want to drop them fast. Drop them quick, drop them fast. Keep that in your mind. Drop those loons and then put those hastes down as fast as possible. Especially, look, he needed another haste for this last section. You see that wizard tower and air defense? He didn't have any haste. Well, why is that? Well, he used a haste where he probably shouldn't have early on in the raid. Yes, he got a 3-star, so it's not a huge deal, but if for whatever reason there was, traps or extra things, his loons went down very quickly, that's why you need it. So here's a dip. I understand this, but we're looking at the haste spell only. And the key to it, again, gonna break it down for you. So why do you want to pre-place the haste? Well, it's all about time and efficiency. Loons drop their bombs so much faster now. It's very important. Where are the trouble sections in this base? Well, to the north, you see 2 wizard towers, and here's to the south. That's going to be a tough section. You got an air sweeper, you got air defenses, and the maxed out wizard towers. So that is where you're going to know you're going to have to drop your haste. Look at that Tesla farm. Look how late he is on the haste there. See those 2 hastes? They were about probably 3 seconds late, 2 seconds late, and it makes a big difference. You see that haste to the east there, where that army camp is right there? That is not a good haste. Why? That means he only has 1 for this final section. And if it was a maxed out base, he would have needed it. So avoid using haste on, say, archer towers, cannons, things that don't actually need it. You need to put the haste where there's a wizard tower, air defenses, if you're going into air sweepers, things like that. Just keep that in mind. That's why every time before I attack, I'm going to show you my attack. Yes, I know I failed here. So I'm getting on myself. I always show my fails. What is the game plan? Well, where are the sections? Where do you need to look forward to actually putting your haste? You got a northern section. You see, it's pretty easy to see. You have those wizard towers next to the air defenses, and that is really, honestly, that's the big place to look out for. I'm going to speed it up, and I'm going to show you what I mean by pre-placement and how it saved me huge amounts of time. Let me pause it down. Where am I going to enter it? I'm going to enter in from the north. I already know this. So that means I'm going to put a haste right there north of the archer tower, and then another one overlapping it, so it'll immediately go into that air defense. Then I'm going to put a haste on the cannon, so that way it's funneling outside in. So that means when I drop wizard towers to that northern archer tower, they're going to funnel down and hit right on the air defense to that inferno tower on the CC. Then I'm going to come in from the west there and make sure I use the haste on that wizard tower. So let me show you what it looks like. I didn't get this because look at that CC. I didn't kill the CC. It's going to destroy my loons. But look at this perfect overlap. That's how you want it. Look how fast those loons are. Look, by the time the hound is taken down, the loons are already on that air defense. And see that funneling there I did with the other haste, that's exactly what you do. So I pre-placed 3 spells because they last 20 seconds long. Now if I had the CC down, I think I would have had this 3-star. So I put a haste there to make sure I got to that wizard tower. See that wizard tower? You got to get it down as fast as you can. And I put the rage. Honestly, I was just trying to go as fast as I could. I probably would have waited just a little bit longer on the rage. Honestly, if I didn't have to worry about that CC, I would have saved the rage for that final section. But that's what you want to do. Yes, I failed. You can laugh at me. I laugh at myself. Ugh. So rune. Again, these ring type bases, stay clear from them. Watch my video on Town Hall 10 war bases that you should not be using. Don't use this ring base. These are extremely easy to take down. So what do you see wrong? One, misplaced rage spell. Yes, I understand he was trying to put the rage with the skeletons on that queen, but you got to make sure your loons did not encounter it quick enough. Here to the south here, you got to already pre-place the haste. So you put the haste now, that it was probably like 4 seconds, 4 seconds at least that he wasted. That time guarantees the possibility of failure. And here is a haste spell. See that haste on the air sweeper? No. You don't need that haste for those loons there. I understand what he was trying to do. I mean, those loons did eventually get to that Inferno Tower, but if he had placed the haste properly on the other section, he wouldn't have needed that. And I know I'm nitpicking. He got the 3-star, but those things matter. And on a tougher base, like a good layout, you can't make those spell placement mistakes. These air attacks require extreme precision, without a doubt. You got to be precise on the spells and the loon placement, and it's very chaotic. Here's the same base, different number, same base layout. It gets very chaotic, so you'll make mistakes. You'll get nervous. You'll put the haste in the wrong location, and things like that. So troubled sections. What are the trouble sections? Obviously, there to the south, you got the Inferno Towers you got to take care of, and that northern air defense and a Wizard Tower plus the air defense in the northwest. Those are the trouble spots. You're going to need haste for those to get through them. Again, already early on, he does put the haste that you could have pre-placed that haste, and again, pre-place it there. He's going to put one down, but, why not get your loons there quicker? That will guarantee they will go. So see that haste next to the air sweeper? You just don't need that, guys. That's all that they're getting. See? One air sweeper for one haste. What do you think? And there's no defensive structures hitting those loons. Honestly, you just don't need that. But again, it's okay. You learn some and you win some. He puts the rage. That's actually a good place to have a rage. There's some Teslas there. There are the minions late on that haste again. Again, those things add up and make a difference. If you're going to put a haste somewhere, pre-place it. Even during the raid, you can pre-place the haste. Say, you're coming in from the south or coming in from a different angle, but you can still pre-place your haste. That will guarantee your loons will get to the defensive units immediately. And imagine that sweeper was pointing north there, and he didn't have a haste for that last Inferno Tower. He could have lost the raid maybe. One sweeper can do a lot of damage, so just have every single unit, the hard parts, accounted for, and that's what I'm trying to get be better at myself, and hopefully trying to get you to think about each defensive unit. And that's really the key in these air attacks. You got to know, how is that air defense going to drop? How is that Inferno Tower going to drop? Who's going to get it? Is my king going to get it? Is my queen going to get it? How many loons do I need? Things like that. How many hounds? Do I need a haste to get through, or a rage? Those are the type of decisions you'll need. So you need see that Tesla, and you need a haste there. To the south, those 2 Teslas in Expo, you definitely need a haste there. He's got plenty. That's 6. And right here, this is the overlap that you don't want to happen right there. Pause it down. See that it's not benefiting anything. You should have put it in front of the Inferno Tower. That way it would have hasted all the way to that Wizard Tower. And if this was a maxed out base, it would have mattered, I think, if it was a tougher base. So again, just pre-plan where you're going to put your haste. The overlapping haste is fine. It's just, did he plan on that beforehand? And if he did, he should have planned it so they weren't more spread out, if that makes sense. Hopefully, we're getting to the Town Hall 9s, okay? Don't worry. Stick around. Here we go for some Town Hall 9 action. Again, the haste spell lasts 20 seconds, so it's not going to run out, even if you pre-place it, okay? Just bear that in mind so you don't have to worry about pre-placing. I did a whole video on pre-placing the jump spell. It's kind of the same strategy. So I love using bowlers in the clan castle for Town Hall 9. So already, trouble sections, you already see them. Wizard Tower, air defense, Wizard Tower, Tesla, air defense. Those are the trouble sections, and you need haste to get through them. He's got 3 haste. So where is he going to put the first one? That's a good one. He's going to get that air defense, and they're still barely just under the haste at the very end to get that Wizard Tower. It's very close. Almost misplaced haste, but it doesn't matter. Where is the next trouble section he's going to need a haste? Well, this right in the core, this Wizard Tower, you see right where those Teslas are and the gold storages, you need a haste there. And he only gets 2 loons with that haste. Luckily, he cleared out, his bowlers cleared out a lot of the section. But the last final haste, perfect haste. Look at that. It got all those loons together, all 5 of them, and took down that Wizard Tower before they could do any damage. That is the way to go for Simper right there. That's what a haste is for. And obviously, he pre-planned that. He knew what he was doing on that attack. Now this one, though, I'm going to point out, he put a haste where it wasn't quite needed. And these little things do add up to get those fails if they do occur. Trouble sections, again, I know I'm saying this a lot. It's just getting it ingrained in your head. Where do I put my haste? Well, pretty easy section. Look at this tough section. You got 2 air defenses right together, an Expo up, and a Wizard Tower, and the air sweeper. Extremely hard section right there. You got to know exactly what you're doing to make sure. There's that haste going down. It was actually pretty quick. It was a good haste for sure. It got to those loons. One haste, I would have put another haste on that same section. He barely got that down. Luckily, he was able to. Now, this final haste that he's about to place, he missed. It's just out of reach, right to the north. You see that northern archer tower? You don't need a haste there. You got 2 options. You got a haste on the north archer tower or this haste for the Wizard Tower. Which one do you do? Always pick the Wizard Tower. I mean, I know these loons from the north came in and actually took down the Wizard Tower, but again, those are the things that matter. Anyways, guys, hopefully this in-depth strategy helps you pre-place those hastes as fast as you can and as quick as you can, because haste is your way to go. I think I've said haste about 1,000 times in this video, so if I have, forgive me. I know I have. What am I talking about? Oh my goodness, come on. I'm not going to say haste, but I just said haste. Haste on. Clash on. 20 seconds of your life have gone by with a haste. I'm getting really annoying, thus I'm signing off. Halo out.